All right, here we go. We're going to go over the gold problems on pages 33 and 34. Now, if you have not tried these problems, please do not watch this video. Turn the video off and try the problems. It's really important that you try the problems. All right, so let's start. I think I gave you a hint yesterday that what you need to do is you need to look for your parallel lines and your transversals. So let's just talk about these two parallel lines right here. These two parallel lines have this new path as their transversal. So let's just focus right there. We know that this 118 degree angle and this angle right here are alternate interior angles, and they have the same measurement. So those two are 118 degrees. Then we can look, this angle right here and this angle right here make a straight line. So those are supplementary angles, and we know that supplementary angles equal 180 degrees. Let's see if I can do my math correctly. So those two angles we know those two angles, 118 degrees and 62 degrees. Now let's look at different parallel lines. Let's look at the green parallel lines. If we look at the green parallel lines, let's see here, and then we look at the green parallel lines, we could say that this right here is now the transversal. And if that's the transversal, then this angle and this angle are again alternate interior angles. This is 118 degrees. And then this angle and this angle are supplementary angles, so they also have to equal 180 degrees. And then we could do the same thing. Let me use a new color here. We could use the same thing down here, making that our transversal, and making still those green lines are two parallel lines. And so let's see here, what could we do? We could say that this angle right here and this angle right here are corresponding, so those would be 62 degree angles. And then we could switch over to this angle and this angle being supplementary, and so then they have to equal 180 degrees. And using our math over here, we know that that angle is 118 degrees. So we use parallel lines, different parallel lines to do this. We know now that the measure of angle A, we just have to find it, equals 118 degrees. The measure of angle B is 62 degrees. Let me fix this. Angle B is equal to 62 degrees. The measure of angle C is equal to 118 degrees. And the measure of angle D, I shouldn't use lowercase, I mean uppercase, so let me fix that, make it right. And the angle is 62 degrees. Notice how they're all the same angles. And something that you're going to find as you go up in math, that in a parallelogram, choose a color maybe I haven't used, the opposing angles are the same. Look at that, 62 degrees and 62 degrees. And then 118 degrees and 118 degrees. And notice also that if we add all those angles together, 118, 62, 118, 62, you know that that's equal to two triangles, 180 degrees here, 180 degrees here, so it should equal 360 degrees. Go ahead and check that out. 10, 20, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 360. Yep, sure enough. So lots of information in that one little itty bitty problem. All right. Now this one is a really nice one. The final plan includes short stone walls that join opposite corners of the rose garden. One of the walls has a 76 degree angle, so that means that we know this one right here. With the new path, the other wall will make a 28 degree angle. With the parallel way, show how Juan, Marcia, and Cora can find the measures of angle E, and angle J. All right, so let's see what we know. Well, let's start with something that's pretty simple. We know that that right there makes a straight angle. And if that makes a straight angle, then that means the 118 degrees, the 28, and the J all have to equal 180 degrees. So if we add what we already have, and then we subtract that from 180, we get the angle J, which is 34 degrees. So far, so good. All right, let's see what else we can do. We can look at parallel lines here. So let's say this parallel line here and this parallel line here. And then we can look at this, perhaps. Let me think here. This right here as a transversal. And so then we could figure out that this angle right here and this angle right here are, I'm doing this a hard way, are corresponding. So this angle right here, whoops, I don't have to do that one. Hold on. I don't want to make your life harder than it is. So let me think about this for a minute. Okay, let's go a different way. All right, let's talk about these as parallel lines, and then that tannish one as your transversal. If that's true, then this angle right here and this angle right here are alternate. Now I'm a little frazzled here. Alternate interior angles, so they have the same measurement. So 118 degrees minus the 76 degrees that we know exists means that angle E is 42 degrees. Now, let's look at these lines, the orangish lines, as being parallel. And now, let's look at this angle right here and this angle right here, and those would be alternate, here's your transversal, alternate interior angles, so this is 42 degrees. And let's see what else we know. Oh, we already know angle E. We could finish already. We didn't even have to do the rest of that. So we could, as a challenge, find all the different angles, but angle E is 42 degrees, and angle J is 34 degrees. All right, let's see, what do we not know? We don't know F, but we sort of do know F, because here's the transversal, and choose a number, one I haven't used. These angles right here would be alternate interiors, so this would be a 28 degree angle. And then, since we're on a roll here, this angle and this angle are also alternate interiors, so that's 34 degrees. Go ahead of me, of course. And then this angle right here and this angle right here, alternate interiors, and that's 76 degrees. So even though they didn't ask us for it, we really and truly could do the measures of all the angles. We could do E, F, G, H, I, and J. So E would be 42 degrees. F would be, find it, 28 degrees. G would be 34 degrees. H would be 76 degrees. I would be 42 degrees. And J would be 34 degrees. Let me make sure that's what I have on my answer key. Make sure that I didn't lead you astray. Okay, that's overkill. They're only asking you for these two, but definitely something that's a really good challenge. It's good for your brain. All right. I noticed that the sound is far slower than everything else, so I'm going to just slow down here for a minute. All right, page 34. This is a wonderful problem. I'm sure you had fun with it. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to make it bigger. So first I'm going to make my two parallel lines and pretend those are parallel. And then I'm going to make this line right here, only I'm going to make it longer. And then I'm going to take this line and I'm going to make it longer. So what I have now, let me go back up here, is I have the same picture, only I have the transversals. So it's going to make my life easier. So I'm going to put in my degree measures, 100 degrees here, and then we have 40 degrees here. And then, I'm sure this is going to be much more clear for you now. And so now, 100 degrees here, my yellow parallel lines, my orange transversal, these are alternate interiors, so this is also 100 degrees. If this is 100 degrees, let me change colors. These two purple angles are supplementary. They have to equal 180 degrees, so this one's 80 degrees. Let's do this side over here. This is 40 degrees, alternate interior, 40 degrees. And let's see here. This is 80 degrees, alternate interior is also 80 degrees. Now this is totally, completely overkill. Let me go back up to what they're asking for. They're asking for angle A, and angle A is right here in this corner. Oops, let me change the color on that. We'll do gray. Angle A is this corner, so angle A is this corner. And so this is what we're trying to find. This is our question mark. Well, we can go like this. We can look down here, and this right here is a triangle. And so we know that those degrees have to equal 180. So 40 and 80 gives us 120. And so that means that we're short by 60. This is 60. And then to find our final answer, these two angles are supplementary. So 180 minus the 60 gives us 120. And all that work shows us that the measure of angle A is equal to 120 degrees. Lots of fun, huh, you guys? Okay, since you're all in agreement with me, we'll stop there. And today's lesson is lesson 4. And lesson 4 is all review. There's nothing that's new. Look back at your notes. Make sure you know how to do everything. Make sure you know what corresponding angles are, alternate interior, alternate exterior, vertical, supplementary, complementary, everything that we've learned so far in this chapter. Take some time, study this. All right, later in the day I'll probably post the answers for this, but maybe I'll wait till tomorrow, I'm not sure. All right, have a good day. Do your best. Always do your best. We'll talk to you soon.